The moment James Carter stepped into the airport lounge, heads turned, but not out of respect. Dressed in a casual hoodie and jeans, no one suspected he was the CEO of a multinational tech empire, and when he approached the gate agent for boarding, her eyes narrowed. "This line is for first class only, sir," she said condescendingly. James politely nodded and showed his boarding pass, first class printed clearly. Still, she waved him off. "You need to wait over there. We don't upgrade coach passengers." 10 minutes later, every uniformed crew member was jobless because James owned the airline. James Carter wasn't just a CEO, he was a visionary. Founder of Carter Tech, one of the world's leading AI companies, he recently acquired a majority stake in Skylux Airlines as part of a quiet investment strategy. Still, he believed in staying humble and low profile. When he flew, he didn't wear expensive suits or demand attention. But that day, he had a meeting overseas and was flying first class like any paying passenger. Yet, at Gate 42B, things went sideways. Despite paying full fare, the staff made him feel like an imposter. First, the gate agent dismissed him. Then, a flight attendant rolled her eyes when he boarded. And finally, when he requested his pre-ordered vegan meal, she scoffed, "That's reserved for real first-class passengers." James said nothing, but his assistant, seated 2 rows behind, quietly began dialing a number. "Wait a second, tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this." James sat silently in his seat, humiliated in front of a cabin full of primarily white businessmen and luxury travelers. He wasn't new to racism, but this felt personal. The flight attendant continued to serve champagne and meals to others while he was left with a bottle of water and cold glares. Minutes passed. Then the cabin phone rang. The attendant picked up. Her face paled. Another call came to the captain's intercom. Confused murmurs spread through the plane. The pilot's voice cracked over the speaker. "Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing a delay. Please remain seated while we await further instructions." James stood up, buttoned his hoodie calmly, and walked to the cockpit. An unheard-of move for any passenger. Security was called, but James held up his ID, a gold-plated Skylux corporate badge. It didn't just say elite member, it said chairman of the board. The stunned captain saluted him. The same flight attendant who mocked him moments ago, now trembling. Within 10 minutes, 2 black SUVs pulled beside the aircraft on the tarmac. 4 airline executives stepped aboard, faces grim. James calmly handed them a short printed list, the names of every crew member who had interacted with him. "These are the ones who made this a hostile environment for a paying customer," he said. "No yelling, no drama, just facts." Each staff member on the list was asked to step off the plane. The stunned passengers watched as the arrogant flight attendant sobbed into her hands while exiting. The captain, who had remained neutral, was spared. James returned to his seat. The aircraft refueled, and they took off, 30 minutes behind schedule. The story had already gone viral when the flight landed in London. A passenger had tweeted, "A black man was denied basic respect in first class. Turns out he owns the airline. Everyone involved was fired before takeoff. Karma's got first-class seating today." Thousands retweeted it. News channels picked it up, activists applauded, and airline stocks soared because the public supported James's quiet yet decisive justice. Week later, Skylux Airlines launched a new mandatory sensitivity training program spearheaded by James. But James didn't do it for clout or revenge. He believed in change. As he told a reporter at Heathrow, power is not about punishing, it's about correcting. But first, you have to show them who's in the cockpit. If you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done in this situation? Your support helps bring more eye-opening stories to life. Take care.